Andrew has always said he cut ties with Epstein after 2008, and that was when Epstein was convicted on a violation. Now, in that infamous BBC interview, it's the Pizza Express one, the can't sweat one, Prince Andrew claimed he went on to stay with Epstein in 2010 just for one reason, to tell him in person that they couldn't be seen together. But these emails tell us a different story. We're talking dinner plans, private time, Buckingham Palace, official government documents, all marked confidential, forwarded to a convicted felon. And that's what the Thames Valley Police is now investigating. But here's the thing about Jeffrey Epstein: his reach is so large that it extends far past all of that. Out of the United Kingdom, say to even Santa Fe, New Mexico, his property officially called the Zorro Ranch. Now, for years, there have been allegations about what happened there. A civil lawsuit even accused Epstein of sexually assaulting girls there, for one, but it gets even darker than that. Back in November 2019, a local radio host named Edward Aragon received an anonymous email from a staff member. So this person claims to be a staff member at Zorro Ranch, and then this. Edward, this is sensitive, so it will be the first and last email depending on your discretion. You can choose to take it or trash it, but this comes from a person that has been there and seen it all as a former staff at the Zorro. The material below was taken from Jeffrey Epstein home as my insurance in case of future litigation against Epstein. Sorry, no questions. What is damning about Jeffrey Epstein is yet to be written. Did you know somewhere in the hills outside the Zorro, two foreign girls were buried on orders of Jeffrey and Madam G? Both died by strangulation during rough fetish sex. Two foreign girls buried on orders of Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell, allegedly. And the letter includes links, by the way, to what's allegedly sex videos, including one of a minor. This letter goes on to say, please arrange for 1 Bitcoin BTC by 6 p.m. EDT today, Thursday, November 22nd, 2019, to the BTC wallet address, and then it's been redacted.
1 Bitcoin.
The USB will be sent anonymously to your attention by overnight courier upon receipt of the funds. You have my assurance this is exclusive, never shared before. No attorneys, no samples, no questions, please. Confirm ASAP. Now, for some slight backstory, the ranch itself appeared more than 4,000 times in the Epstein doc drop. Epstein bought this ranch, sometimes referred to as the Playboy Ranch, back in 1993 from New Mexico Governor Bruce King. Now, the allegations there date back to 1996, when Epstein is accused of sexually abusing a 16-year-old girl at the ranch. Decades later, outspoken Epstein and Prince Andrew accuser Virginia Giuffre testified that she was ordered by Ghislaine Maxwell, this is Epstein's longtime madam, to, quote, give a massage to former New Mexico Governor Bill Richardson. But these more recent allegations, the ones about the dead bodies on the property, only came out publicly in this doc drop. According to Aragon, that's the host who received this message, it came completely anonymously. He didn't end up paying this Bitcoin amount, but instead he just referred this message over to the FBI. And so far, we haven't heard much from them in the way of an investigation. But just as the Epstein Files release opened an investigation in the UK, it's now opened an investigation here in the United States, right there in New Mexico, home of Zorro Ranch. James Grayson, the chief deputy attorney general, said the DOJ is taking the allegations very seriously. But the hard part is there's still a lot of work ahead. Grayson said, as we understand it, the allegations appear to be unsubstantiated and stem from an anonymous individual referencing events that purportedly occurred more than 6 years ago. We will work to obtain the original unredacted emails and any underlying files, as access to complete and authentic materials is critical to our assessment and planning. These circumstances raise significant concerns regarding the reliability, authenticity, and credibility of the claims. Notwithstanding those concerns, we are prepared to review and assess any verifiable information should it be provided through appropriate and lawful means. New Mexico Land Commissioner Stephanie Garcia said, it's our responsibility to manage this land, and if it was being used for nefarious purposes, if it was being used for criminal purposes, we need to know. The good news is that there's movement in the way of an investigation. The New Mexico Department of Justice has reached out to the feds asking for unredacted copies of those emails as part of the investigation. Stephanie Garcia wrote in a letter to the DOJ, "We are fully committed to assisting with an investigation in any way possible, including providing access to state lands adjacent to the former Zorro Ranch." Now, major players are getting involved in all of this too, basically demanding that more information about the ranch be released.
I spent a fair amount of my time this morning looking at the files on Zorro Ranch. There's some dark stuff there.
Very, very dark.
And I think it's really important that our colleagues, State House Representatives Mariana Anaya and Andrea Romero, are conducting this Truth Commission, because the FBI never did a full forensic investigation of the ranch property. And it's clear that crimes were committed there, and people knew about it. There were victims who went to the FBI, who went to law enforcement, and those crimes were never followed up on. And the ranch was sold from the estate before a full investigation could be done. So there's a lot of unanswered questions about Zorro Ranch in New Mexico, what went down there, why it was not fully investigated, why people were not held accountable. And frankly, as a New Mexican, to anyone who was hurt there, my heart goes out to you.
All of this, the demands to the DOJ, those letters, those statements, that video we just showed you, all of this led to some major moves. Just this week, New Mexico lawmakers passed legislation that would launch a full-scale investigation into Zorro Ranch. This includes things like tracking down alleged sexual assault victims and hearing their testimony about what they say happened at the ranch. And by the way, this isn't a small-scale thing. It's reportedly going to cost between $2 and $2.5 million. So some major digging, both figuratively and maybe even literally, because it all goes back to this tip. Are there bodies buried on this 1,200-acre property? Now, the family who currently owns the property, actually it's the family of a former Texas senator, they've been outspoken saying they're going to fully cooperate with the investigation, and if people need to search the ranch, that's totally allowed. And if that happens, it will be the first time that the property will have been searched since 2019.
This video is just to kind of catch anybody up that is not aware where we are when it comes to the EP files. I know there's a lot of people out there that may think that what they're hearing about these files isn't real. This is absolutely real. It's possible that there was babies disposed of out on that ranch as well. But my thing is, if they truly did what they said they did with the sulfuric acid, then what are they going to find out there? What, just like touch DNA, trace amounts of DNA? That's going to be so hard to find. I don't know, you guys. You tell me what you think. And I'm absolutely not saying they shouldn't search. They need to search. They should have searched by now. Why didn't the FBI choose to investigate Zorro Ranch? Better late than never, I guess.